Hello and welcome to your Java programming course, and in this video I'm going to show you how to input values through an input box. Now before we begin, what we're going to learn today is known as the J option pane code. And the only way to use this code is if we import the right assets. To import assets, you must go to your package first, press enter after it, and type import. And now the package we are importing is the JavaX swing package. So we type in javax.swing, and we're going to put .star, which means we're going to import everything in the swing package. It's not necessary, we can just import the J option code, but right at the moment I believe the star method is easier in case you have to use other J option code further on. And we close with a semicolon. Now we begin coding. The first line of code we're going to create is the J option pane itself. We're going to first create a variable for the J option pane to input in. So let's create a string inputting variable. So we type in string, and let's say word will be our variable name. And now to give it its value, we click equals as always. But the code that we type here is different from normal. Instead of opening up quotation marks and typing what you wanted to have, we're going to add the J option code. Now the J option code is what summons the code from the JavaX swing assets and allows us to input whatever we want into an input box. So to type this code out, type in J-O, capital J and O, option, capital P-A-N-E, dot show input dialog, and we have quotations in the brackets and close with a semicolon. Now write this code word for word. It is case sensitive, so make sure you have capital letters where you see capital letters here. And in our input box we're going to type enter a word. Now so you can see what the input dialog looks like, let's just run and see. As you can see, it has input that asks us to enter a word as we've written in the quotation marks, and it gives us a box to type what we want, and then an OK or cancel. So let's type hello. You'll notice nothing has happened because we have yet to add the output code. So let's add that now. We'll create our system out print, and instead of quotation marks we'll type in word. So it should print whatever the word's value is. So we run the program again. Let's type in test and click OK. And voila, the output is test. We have now learned how to input into variables. For the rest of this video, I'm going to show you a quick exercise to help practice your inputting methods. First, I'm going to leave the top line of code as is, and I'm going to type in a while loop. In this while loop, I'm going to type a clause that says it will continue to run unless the word stop has been written. To do that, we're going to type in word, exclamation mark equals, stop. Now you'll notice that it has been underlined in yellow, showing that NetBeans does not recognize the use of strings compared to equals equals or not equals to. This is because string is not an integer. To fix this, we use a different line of code when comparing a variable to a value. So to correct this, we type in while word dot equals ignore case, and in brackets we will type our value stop. You'll notice that I've typed in ignore case. This is because when it comes to string variables, the caps lock does matter. If you have capital letters where there shouldn't be, it will not recognize the word. The equals ignore case ignores this, as it says. So it can be a capital S, lowercase t, capital O, lowercase p, or any order you want, but it will still read stop. The second thing you may have noticed about this code is while word dot equals. So does that mean that if the word does not equal stop, it will stop? Then you're correct. What we need to do is add like the not equals symbol, we need to add an exclamation mark. To do that, we take this line of code that we've written in the clause, surround it with brackets, and place our exclamation mark right at the beginning. The exclamation mark will change the code's meaning from while word is equal to stop to while word is not equal to stop. Meaning we can type as many words as we want until we type stop, which is as we intended. Inside our while loop, I'm going to create an output so we can see what's happening, and of course it'll be word. And underneath that, I'm going to copy this line of code, because if we don't, we're going to have another infinite loop like we discussed in the last video. We need to have a way of changing the word's value. Once more, we now have code that will continually repeat until we type in the input box stop. So let's go through a small list of words like hello, number, time, and eventually let's type in stop. And as you can see, the program has stopped. What happens if we type in stop at the beginning? It works just as before. It checks the word before it starts running the program. What happens if we type it in a different case? So, capital S, lowercase t, capital O, lowercase p. It ignores the case just as we intended, and it continues to stop the program. In the next video, I'm going to show you how to change a variable's value from a string to an integer, or from an integer to a string, otherwise known as passing a variable.